most likely your online course, your digital product, or even your mastermind or coaching program or whatever is going to fail if you do not have a QER. Hey everybody, Dan Henry here, founder of 𝐃𝐚𝐧, and in this video, I'm going to show you the difference between a course that succeeds and sells and an online course that will fail and tank. And if you do not have a QER, which I'll explain what that is in a moment, most likely your online course, your digital product, or even your mastermind or coaching program or whatever is going to fail if you do not have a QER. All right, so let me explain what that is. So let me draw the difference here. So over here we have a course, a characteristics of a course that sells and a course that fails. Now, I have seen so many people try to sell courses, coaching, masterminds, events, all that, and it doesn't matter about ads, about funnels, about any emails. Those are all mechanics. If the engine is not properly running, then it doesn't matter how good of wheels you have, how good of an interior you have, the car's not going to run, right? If the engine's not built properly, the car's not going to run, no matter how nice the paint job is. And the thing about it is ads and all that stuff, those are bells and whistles that make the core engine look good, but the engine still has to be the main driver of the vehicle. And what that is, the engine for your business is your offer. And your offer has a promise, okay? If that promise is not following the QER format, it will be very difficult to create good ads, good webinars, good emails, and therefore you'll probably find yourself completely blank when you're trying to think about, hey, what do I say in my ads, what do I say in my emails, and then your course will fail, okay? Or it doesn't matter, quote, coaching, mastermind, whatever it is you sell. So let me show you this here. A course that fails is going to make a very vague promise like, you know, be a better speaker, right? Be a better speaker, right? If I had a course about speaking and the main promise was be a better speaker, this course is going to be very, very difficult to sell, to scale, especially with paid traffic or really any type of marketing. Now, a course that sells has what's called, I'll write it over here, a QER. And what QER stands for is quantifiable end result. Quantifiable end result. It means that at the end of this program, you'll be able to do something or show something that is measurable and quantifiable, an end result. So back to the board, a course that sells would be land your first paid gig, right? Land your first paid gig. Now, if I say be a better speaker, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. It could mean so many things. What is, like, you can't quantify that. But if I say land your first paid gig, that's quantifiable. That's a measurable end result, which means that everything becomes easier to do when you have a QER. That means it's easier to find your audience. It's easier to write copy for this audience because your audience is people that want to be speakers that want to land their first paid gig, right? And the journey in your program is all about landing that first paid gig. So your marketing, your emails, your copy, your webinars are going to be very easy to create because it all revolves around this QER, this quantifiable end result. Now, you might say, well, Dan, I sell speaking training, but I don't want to work with people that are trying to land their first gig. I want to work with people that are speakers and they already have gigs, but I need to make them understand that they need to raise their prices because they're not doing the right of it, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, that's fine. You can still do that with a QER. So let's say, for instance, that your audience is speakers and they're charging this much and they're having trouble landing gigs. And you know that if they stop going after big stages and instead they go after small corporate events where the attendees are only like 10 to 15 people, but they're employees of the company and you know, they'll pay 10 to 15 grand just for you to come out to the day and teach that small group, then you can say, all right, you're a speaker. You try to land these big gigs, but that's not the way to go. You need to land these niche, high-ticket niche events, right? Then you could say in your program that the quantifiable end result is land high-ticket niche events, right? So you're teaching them that the secret is to do small events that pay a lot because these companies have budgets to pay for that type of stuff and not to go after big stages, right? So lands high-ticket niche events, okay? So their quantifiable end result is they will land their first niche, higher-paid niche events. Or let's say that you're just teaching them how to close event organizers on the phone so that they can do whatever gigs they want. All right, that's fine. You could say close your first gig, right? Or if it's not their first gig, you could say double your gigs. Double your gigs. Or your events. Double your events by closing on the phone. It doesn't matter as long as you're able to quantify it. So you might say, all right, right now you're charging X, but I'm going to teach you how to charge this and close people immediately over the phone, right? So you could say, double your prices, right? So by the end of this 6-week implementation program, you'll be able to double the price you charge for your speaking gig and close people on the phone that will pay it. Regardless, there all is something that's measurable here, okay? All that's something, or hit 6 figures with your speaking bit, still measurable. And it doesn't have to be, hit 6 figures. It could be close your first gig. It could be anywhere from a beginner to an advanced speaker. But as long as you have a QER, a quantifiable end result, it becomes easier to market, easier to sell, easier to write copy for, easier to write ads for. But if you just say, be a better speaker, well, where do we go with that? Like if you said, Dan, let's say I'm walking down the street with my kid and a car pulls out and you push the stroller aside and you save my kid's life. And you're like, and I'm like, thank you. Whatever you want, I'll give you whatever you want because to show my appreciation. You say, okay, Dan, I want you to write a Facebook ad for me, or I want you to write a webinar for me. And I said, okay, what is your program? And you tell me, be a better speaker, even me, someone who's made $10 million through copy and Facebook ads and webinars, I would be lost. I'd be like, well, I don't know what to write. But if you said, okay, I'm gonna teach people who are already speakers how to increase their prices by landing high-ticket niche events instead of large events that don't pay anything because they're just happy to be on stage or whatever, and that's the QER, the quantifiable end result of my program, I'll know exactly what to write. Immediately, I'll know what to write. Hey, have you struggled to land gigs that pay? Let me guess. There's this big event coming up. There's going to be hundreds of people there. You're trying so hard to get on that stage. And when you talk to the event organizer, you find out that it's extremely competitive, and they have all of these requirements for you to submit to try. But then you find out that even if you do get the gig, it's not going to pay you because you're going to get exposure, and you're going to be on this huge stage where you're not going to make any money. You're not even getting your expenses paid. But you know what? It'll help you in your speaking career because you're on this big stage and you're going to get clout and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you still got to pay your rent. You still got to pay your bills. What if I could show you a better way? What if I could show you a way where you could get paid $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 per speech, and you only have to talk to one person who has zero competition? Well, let me tell you this secret about how these corporate companies have budgets every year that they have to spend on training for their employees. And they'll pay speakers to come out. They'll pay them 10, 15 grand to come out for a day and teach a group of 10, 15, 20, 30 employees how to do a specific thing. And they will pay you all day long because they have to, because their budgets, they have to spend these budgets. All right, let me show you my webinar or whatever to show you how to transition from a low-paid general speaker to a highly paid niche specific speaker, whatever. See, right now, I don't even do that. I just made that up. I'm not a speaker. I don't speak at, well, I mean, I am a speaker. I do speak, but that's not my main business. I don't speak at niche events. But just because I know the QER, I can write copy for it because I understand there's an old way, there's a new way, there's an end result, right? There's something that they want to accomplish at the end. So even though I'm not in that business, I know that I can write copy for that. And so when I see people say, oh, I hire people to run my ads, I hire people to write copy, I hire people to help me with my marketing, I paid them, but they got no results. Well, maybe they're not that good at marketing, sure, but also maybe your offer just isn't structured in a way to where marketing will work for it, all right? Because I'm sorry, I would never take somebody on who's like, oh, be a better speaker. I'd be like, what do I do with that? But if you said, land your first paid gig, all right, now I can work with that. You know, now I can consult you on how to do that. But if you're like, Dan, help me sell this course about being a better speaker, I wouldn't help you sell that course about being a better speaker. I'd help you fix your offer so that you have a quantifiable end result so that you can start marketing for it. And that's the thing. 99% of the time when somebody's having trouble selling their product, it's because their product is bad. It's structured badly. And be a better speaker is bad. Land your first paid gig is good. Be a better speaker is bad. Land your first high-ticket niche event is good. Be a better speaker, still bad. Double your prices, double your gigs, good. Why? Because it has a quantifiable end result and actual promise. So I want you to ask yourself, is it your marketing or is it your offer? Because if you don't have a QER, then your marketing is never going to work. It's just not, all right? Or it's not going to be scalable. You might sell here and there, but it's going to be a very difficult journey. So listen, if you got value out of this video and you'd like some more free stuff from me, go ahead and click the link in this video where I'm going to show you a 50-minute training. You can register and immediately watch a 50-minute training that goes over how I built a multi-million-dollar online course business. If you like this video, you'll love this training. And it's totally free. Just enter your email. I'll send you a link over to watch the training. And I know you're going to get a ton of value out of it. All right? See you guys soon. And make sure you have a QER.